Hello, my friend. Tony Stewart here. And I'll tell you what, people have been asking me what I thought of this particular series. It's on Disney Plus called She-Hulk. And I kind of avoided going into it and talking about it because, I think you're going to see why in a moment. Um, what happens is Marvel releases its films in groups called phases. The first phase of Marvel, if you remember back with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, started with Iron Man. And I'm reading this. Iron Man came out in 2008. Well, phase one was everything from Iron Man to Ant-Man that came out in 2015. And then phase two started. Phase one was Iron Man in 2008 until the Avengers in 2012, right? They all came together in Avengers with the Thor and Captain America, Hulk, and Hawkeye and Scarlet, Black Widow. So that was 2012. That was phase one of Marvel's Cinematic Universe. And then they started the second phase two with Iron Man 3, which came out in 2013. And then it ended with 2015 with Ant-Man. Phase 3 was Captain America Civil War 2016 until Spider-Man Far From Home in 2019. Those three phases are called the Infinity Saga because the last thing that happened in that whole thing really was, even though Spider-Man was technically the last movie of phase 3, everything kind of climaxed with Avengers Endgame. Now, why am I telling you all this to review a movie called She-Hulk? Well, She-Hulk is actually a series that's on Disney Plus. And right about the time they finished up for phase 3, they started putting short, like 6, 7, 8 episode series on Disney Plus for Marvel, since Disney owns Marvel. And that brings us to a number of movies that came out. First, there was WandaVision, and then Falcon and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they had a number of them. Well, let me tell you this, my friend. I don't know what they were thinking. Avengers Endgame made billions of dollars. But they decided to change it all up. And let me tell you something. Phase 4 has been terrible. Phase 4 started with Black Widow, and if you remember, because of the lockdowns and so forth, they ended up releasing that movie right to Disney Plus. And it seems like every movie that they've had in Phase 4 has tried to take the success of Marvel and turn it on its head. It's as if someone had an agenda. Hey, Chad. It's as if someone had an agenda to take Marvel out and to undo all the good that has been done. Now, you might say, well, it's time for new stories. Why can't you just have a new story? Let me tell you something. Each of the characters in these movies are based on over 50 years of comic books. There are so many stories. Iron Man got to Iron Man 3. That was the last one. Do you understand that there's over 50 years of stories that could still be told about Iron Man, Thor, and so forth and so on? So there was no reason to take those characters and dog them the way the Phase 4 has. But I say all that to say this, and let me get to the point here. Phase 4's last gasp will be this weekend. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever comes out, and that's the end of Phase 4. And I've been hearing good reviews about it. I'll let you know next week how that is. But my point is, the one that precedes it is a series called She-Hulk. And I'm here to tell you, my friend, that is the worst piece of stuff that Marvel's ever put out. In fact, I will tell you to save your time and not show up. Every week when it came out, because it came out on Thursdays, I think they had 8 episodes. Every week, I would watch it in anger. And I got more of a feeling of joy from watching the YouTube videos from people who hated that show, and the way they digested the show and took it down and said, hey, this show is no good, and here's the reasons why. I enjoyed those things. And it was funny because some of those would be a half hour long, and they'd be talking about how much they hated that show. I'm telling you, their is no way. Those are, let's just say that they're a half hour each or 8 episodes. So that means there was 4 hours of content. Those are 4 hours I will never get back. And my friend, I would tell you that don't even watch it. From terrible, terrible. So again, it's just garbage. The effects were terrible. The storyline, the writing is terrible. Again, it's as if someone had an agenda. And I've heard people say that this is a part of an agenda to take the Marvel Cinematic Universe and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it, to make it bad, to ruin it. This is the best series to support that theory. So I say all that to say, do not watch She-Hulk. If you have, comment below. I'm here for you. I know we've had a rough time if you've watched all those episodes, hoping it would get better. It never did. It ended worse than it was bad to start. And then it just got worse, vulgar. Just stupid and just stupid. So if you haven't watched it, consider yourself lucky. I hope you did some great things with those 4 hours. Now, here's a success principle. I'm glad you didn't know it was a She-Hulk because it was terrible. If the fact that you don't know that there's a She-Hulk, remember, keep that in your head because that's a beautiful place to be. All right. Here's the success principle, though. I believe that you should plan, do, check, and adjust. PDCA. I think it's a healthy thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do. Whenever you're looking at, when you plan to do something, you plan, you look, you do it, you check the results, and then if you need to, you adjust. You make adjustments. And if you'll use the PDCA cycle, it can give you constant and never-ending improvement no matter what you do. No matter what you do. But here's the success tip. If you plan, and you do, and you check, and everything is going well, keep doing it. Don't adjust it. Don't change it. Just keep doing it and get better at it. Get momentum in it. 50 years of comic books they could have used as source material. And what they've done with Phase 4 is criminal. It's a slap in the face to everyone who likes those Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, like as you can see behind me, as I do. So, plan, do, check, and adjust. If you check and everything is good, keep doing it. If you need to adjust it, adjust it. But if you don't, ride the momentum. Get some traction with it. Do it over and over again and let the success cycle of doing that work for you and make great things happen. All right, my friend. Listen, next week I will come back on here. I'll tell you how Black Panther was. It's the end of Phase 4, the worst phase of the 4 phases so far. There's good stuff that's supposed to happen in Phase 5. I see some things in previews like Ant-Man and the Wasp new movie that's coming out, and that's supposedly going to be good. Black Panther, again, is getting great reviews, but I'll tell you for sure next week. So have a blessed day. I love you too. Have an awesome one. Be blessed and make the day and make the week a masterpiece. Bye-bye now.